So my spice drawer has been a hot mess for, frankly, a really long time. I have ADHD, so I have a tendency to forget what I already have, and so I'll buy duplicates. Right now I've got like 3 containers of basil. I also occasionally will grow or pick my own herbs or go to the apothecary to pick some up, and then that adds a whole bunch of like random jars with a little bit of spices and herbs in it, kind of filling up that drawer. And recently I saw this beautiful picture of these magnetic spice jars, and I have been lusting after them for quite some time. The problem is that they are $135 for a set, and I am not made of money. So I was like, obviously, I can do this myself, right? Like, this should be an easy DIY project. And before I got started with improvising, I checked to see, like, is there some sort of tutorial? And there was. I found this lovely tutorial that I'm going to link in the description. And I have decided that I am going to convert all of my spices, or at least as many of them as I can, into magnetic jars that then I can put on the fridge. So let's get started. So, as I'm editing this, I'm realizing the awful fluorescent lighting in my kitchen is flickering and buzzing in a lot of the clips of me explaining what's going on and what I'm doing. And so I'm gonna do my best to kind of explain and then intercut some of my clips. But it does mean that the bulk of this video feels kind of like disjointed, and I do apologize, but I promise everything looks like this. The first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to seal all of my magnets in tape, and I don't think that's an acceptable level of quality, even though this is my first video and I don't really know what I'm doing yet. So, sealing the magnets in tape. Why am I doing that? As I was doing my research for this video and I was reading through the very helpful tutorial, I found out that magnets will shed. They'll break off little pieces of magnets over time as they wear, and that's just normal magnet shit, which is fine, but I don't want to consume magnets, and I don't want magnets in my spices, and so I am sealing all of the inside magnets. We'll get to that in a second. In packing tape, and I'm doing a really good job of it. And as you've just seen, I am probably going to be better at this if I use both hands, so I will see you in a bit after I have coated all of my magnets in tape. This is what they look like with the tape on them. It doesn't look super pretty, but the point is it'll just stick right in there. I'm going to glue it for a little extra security. So it is about time to fill this bad boy up. Great joke. Anyway, let's get back to basically just me messing up more. As I am messing up editing this video, it turns out trying to do things by yourself is really hard, and we're learning. We're learning and we're vibing, and it's gonna be okay. But I did get a little frustrated about halfway through this project, and you can kind of tell. I've started to get a groove going. I'm going to make a time lapse for the rest of these. Rosemary jar, it was sticking fine, and now for some reason that one just I don't understand what's different about the rose. Is it heavier? I mean, it can't be. I'm puzzled. And then we figured that out. I just I put the rosemary on the top row so it's resting on the others, and it's fine. We're not worried about it. But then I don't understand why some of the magnets are stronger than the others. I guess cheap craft magnets from Walmart are just bad, but some of them were straight up just not even really sticking to the lids of the glass jar, and so I had to glue them really tight, and they kept coming off, and then it was stuck to my fridge really well, I guess, but it had glue on it, and so then I was like trying to like get the glue covered magnet off my fridge. It was a time. I don't have a lot of footage of that period of my life. It was a dark time, and I would much rather forget it. But the project, it worked. It went okay, and so we're gonna cut to me talking about my successes, and we can just forget about the struggle, okay? There's nothing gained without a little bit of struggle. So we did it! It's much later in the evening. I've been waiting for glue to dry, and I still have one drying. But we did it, and the project is done, and I love it. Look at this. It's beautiful. I like that I picked these little half-pint jars because they fit perfectly in this little section of the wall. They're all labeled. I can like see what I have, and I'm a very visual person, so this is great. Like I can see, oh, I'm almost out of garlic powder. That's super helpful for someone with ADHD, like just to be able to see that instead of having to remember what's in the closed drawer. ADHD is very much out of sight, out of mind. So yeah, I'm thrilled. This worked. It's been some ups and downs. And so what I think I'm gonna do now is I'm going to cut together like a really nice, pretty montage of shots of my cool jars, and we'll see how that turns out. So, what's the moral of the story? Patience is a virtue. Spices are cool. It's never too late to try something new. Yeah, I don't know, but here's a video of my cat.